여기 왔을 때부터 한국어 공부했어요.
한국말 중에서 가장 느낌이나 좋아하시는 말이 있다면?
제일 좋아하는
단어.
네, 안녕하십니까. 여자국가대표팀 손흥민 감독의 신년 기자회견을 시작하도록 하겠습니다.
안녕하세요 여러분. 새해 복 많이 받으세요. 첫 번째, 아누클락컵 그리고 월드컵을 기대하고 있어요. 저는 선수들 괜찮았으면 좋겠어요. 우리가 좋은 경기 할 거라 자신해요. First of all, it's important just to focus on the first match against Colombia, and that is our focus at the moment. And obviously, but we're aiming to go as far as we possibly can in the tournament. And just to finish that first statement, I think it's really important as well for our players to realise that when we follow the criteria and our principles of play, we are quite capable of competing and beating, as far as I'm concerned, every nation. And I don't want South Korea to be making themselves smaller than they are. We have a good team when we're on form, when everybody's fit and healthy, and that's why I said that I'm confident if we follow our principles that we can have a really good tournament. So we have principles of play that are, I think for me, maybe the title is, first of all, to be proactive all the time. Yeah, so that's the main objective. But then it's about finding a way to win matches, and that can change. I don't see that as a motivation or a pressure. And we had quite a few good conversations over the time about football, about life in Korea and football in Korea. So I was very pleased for him personally that they got out of the group into that knockout stage. But I look at it from my own perspective, my own point of view, is that I'm very proud to be the head coach of the women's national team here in South Korea. I'm very proud to be able to, as an Englishman who maybe spent the majority of my life in Germany, I'm working for an association that supported me from day one up until today, and I'm sure that will continue. So I'm also working with a great group of players, and I have a good staff. So that all these components coming together, that's my motivation, and that's the honour that we have as a national team coach, that you can lead a nation. And now I have the honour to be able to lead this nation into a World Cup, and that's why we want to try and do as well as we possibly can. Obviously the time that we've spent together now has created a very good relationship. I enjoy working with these players, and I hope they enjoy working with me. I know sometimes we do make it very hard for them, but we've got a good relationship, an honest relationship. Well, I think last week in an interview that one of the first phrases that I learned when I came to Korea was 자신감. 저는 2019년에 한국에 왔어요. 여자 대표팀 자신감 여기. 지금 여기 올해 World Cup, I want it to be as high as possible. Yeah, well, the current condition of the play, I'll have to see. Obviously, when I get to see them on Monday, so we'll start. The first session will be with a endurance test. That will be a disadvantage for us because England, Belgium and Italy are all in season. We'll see what kind of condition the players are in. And that's why I said at the start, 선수들 괜찮았으면 좋겠어요. Yeah, in this modern day and age, it's pretty easy to get information. So again, we've already started the process of looking at the matches from our opponents. So that will continue. And obviously the next few months when the teams are playing, like next month, then in April, all the teams will be in action, so we'll get up-to-date information. Regarding Germany, I'll definitely get maybe a good friend of mine to scout them in a little bit more detail when they're playing in Germany. So, and obviously I've coached some of the players that play for the national team. So we'll be well prepared in that respect. And I have, like I say, a great staff that are working. My assistants, Matt and Yun Jong, plus I have a fantastic video coach with Sankwon. They're working really tirelessly and basically non-stop in getting all the information that we'll need, so we'll be well prepared. Yeah, first of all, again, we have 3 very strong opponents, European opponents. And I said this earlier, I do believe at the moment that England are the best team in the world. They haven't lost a game all last year. So I think Serena Wigman, the coach, has now been in charge for 26 games and they've not lost one of them. So that's a big challenge for us. But again, it's now important for our players to get used to that European style. So we have 3 really strong opponents. I think it's important that the players experience it on the pitch themselves. It's a very physical type of football from all 3 teams. The tournament, Arnold Clark Cup in the World Cup group. So we play, we rest, we play, or recover, train, play in a short space of time. So our recovery preparation will be tested. And that's also an element that we want to continue to improve on. Although I think we did it very, very well in India during the Asian Cup. But it needs to be refreshed and maybe refined if need be. We're off season or in pre-season. It could be a mismatch because they're all in season. So I could have gone the easy way and said, oh no, I'll give that a miss because we do go or have the chance of maybe losing. Yeah, so all of our individual or our team errors that we'll make or weaknesses that we'll have, they will be exposed, and that gives us time and enough time then to work on these things because we don't have the time then during the tournament in the World Cup. So far, Karam has done very well in the camps. It's important to bring some younger players in from this under-20 team. Again, just to give them the opportunity to train and maybe even play against senior players, top players. Also to get used to the training. Nehulion Gugando Ida, also Mehil Gugando. So that was a big jump up for the younger players. Very intelligent girl, I think, and so understands what we want. So 똑똑해요, 중요해요. And how far she can actually take it, that's obviously, you always hope that players will achieve their full potential. And so if Karam has personal ambitions and goals, which she will have, then it's a question of what are you prepared to do to get there, and I'll help her as much as I possibly can. Jo is injured. She suffered an injury at Tottenham, so we were looking forward actually to welcoming her back into the squad, but that's now not possible. But she will come to our team hotel and we can have a meeting. But other than that, I think obviously then Mina, Dachasoyo, Jonon Mani Ashiwayo, Wenamion, Imina Jungyohan Sonsu, Youngju, Lee Youngju, Dachasoyo. We try to obviously keep the door open for players to come in. But we also need to try and have a solid core within the squad, because again we can't be swapping and changing too many now. We don't have the time. The door is always open. Performance is always the main criteria in the squad. But we have players that are quite variable. So if you just take Chu Yoju, so is Chu a defender? Is Chu a midfielder? Is Chu a striker? She can play all three areas. So again, depending on who we actually play, Selgi. Is Selgi a defender, a midfielder, a forward? Again, she can play in all of those areas depending on who we're playing against. Is Hedy a side back or Anminion centre back? Bodokusoyo. Amador side back, Amador centre back. So we have players, and that's what I like, and that we are very adaptable and flexible, and that's what we need. And that's also a quality that the girls, not all of them, but a lot of them bring. 첫 번째 한국에 너무 잘했어요. 저는 한국에 살고 여기서 저는 일하는 걸 좋아합니다. 저는 한국에 머물 계획입니다. What I like, I think the country is first of all very safe. 한국 안전하다. 네. 그리고 많이 카페. And I love cafes, and they have a great selection of cafes, and the lifestyle is. I've told now so many people when I went back to Germany over Christmas that Korea is a great place to live, and you can really enjoy it. So there are a little bit of the aspects that I think are very important. What I don't like, so 안 좋아해요 마스크 안 좋아해요. 여러분 다음 주 마스크 안 필요해요. At last. So that's probably the only thing I don't really like is having to wear a mask indoors.
한국말 중에서 가장 느낌이나 좋아하시는 말이 있다면?
저 여기 왔을 때부터 한국어 공부했어요. 제일 좋아하는 단어. 고간도. 적극적 포기하지마. 고간도 is my favorite. 감사합니다. 좋은 하루 보내세요.